Grand Rising. So I woke up this morning with a topic that I believe isn't discussed as often as it should be. And that is going to focus on physical attributes. Our physical attributes make up the structure of our body. And that can range from the texture of your hair to the shape of your eyes, to the shape of your nose, your lips, and everything else that's attached to the human anatomy. Now, if you look at the rise in the BBLs or any type of plastic surgery, currently this form of rejection has become a trend. Now, there were moments where I once considered having plastic surgery done. But the issue that I have is when you step into the realm of altering your body because you believe that that's going to make you more desirable. Growing up in the 90s, there were women who wore tights with t-shirts. But now it seems that that fashion has come back and it's making a huge statement to the point where that's the go-to in regard to the form of clothing. So if you also look back to the 90s, women were more desired when they were thinner. But as we transitioned into the mid 20th century, it seems that voluptuous lower regions became a trend to the point where millions, maybe even billions, I don't know the exact mathematical breakdown as to the amount of women who have put their life in danger to undergo a cosmetic surgery only to later regret having that specific surgery done. Now, my initial purpose for saying that I wanted to get plastic surgery was just from having a child very young. And because of that, I felt that I wanted to enlarge my breasts. These topics can be very difficult to discuss because when I see a lot of my sisters, and when I say sisters, I mean sisters because we're all brown skinned. It seems that the culture nowadays is rejecting our natural attributes. Meanwhile, the natural curvy nature of a brown queen is actually desired by many cultures. I once believed that using makeup was a form of enhancing our beauty. But nowadays, I'm confused by the whole application of the process. You can have one face today and completely transform your face to look like a total different individual. My confusion comes in that is the effect that it has on the psychology of the woman. So if you build a habit, because remember, habits form systems. If you build a habit of changing your look on a daily basis, eventually that habit will form a system, because you will arrive at a point where you won't want to walk outside your door without applying a layer of makeup to transform your entire look, ultimately leading people to the point where they will want to undergo cosmetic surgery to permanently change their look. But the reversal of these procedures, they're pretty difficult. So when I think about the nose, the cheekbones, and the lips, but what does that look like when you love yourself, but the arenas that you step into, they don't accept you for how you look? Either your skin is too dark, or your nose is too wide, or your hair is too kinky, or your hair is too coily, or maybe your hair is too short, or maybe your butt is too small, or maybe your breasts are too large, or maybe your breasts are too small, or maybe your legs are too skinny. Social acceptance can put us in an area where you have no choice but to reject yourself, because these arenas are in alignment with either the career that you want, your goals, your aspirations, or these rooms that you want to walk into and You see, these topics, they are very heavy and they're difficult to address because there's so many women currently who have undergone procedures against their initial will. But that willpower, right, it breaks down. And I often question myself, what is free will? Because you have the ability to say, okay, no, I don't want to undergo this particular procedure. But then what if it puts you in a category when that will diminish your dreams, your goals, your aspirations? You know, I get so confused by the standards that we are currently operating on as a nation. It's not only women that are having plastic surgery done here. In fact, women were undergoing plastic surgery in other countries in the 80s and the 90s. Now we've stepped in an area currently where it is becoming dangerous for the youth, tweens, who are 12, 13, 14, and instead of thinking and focusing on a future and focusing on their career and things that they want to obtain, their goal is to obtain a breast augmentation or a BBL or to alter their face. It's scary, y'all, because it seems like nowadays everyone is doing their hair the same. Everyone dresses the same. Everyone's look is the same. When they apply makeup, the makeup is applied the same. It's coming to a point now, y'all, where the authenticity is being removed. And it's being removed in front of each and every one of our faces. And we don't even acknowledge that it's been a slow downward spiral for this deletion of natural beauty. Our environment has the ability to create these subconscious blocks over time. It's what you see. It goes back to that diet. What are you eating? What are you pouring into your vessel? What are you watching? Because understand something, right? The things that you take in visually, they also has the ability to feed your conscious as well as your subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious and the conscious mind, they work hand in hand, because a lot of the things that we are currently seeing in our reality, our conscious reality, it's a direct reflection of our subconscious mind. Now, this self-rejection, it starts slowly. It's a seed. Okay, I want to look like this. Or okay, I want to look like that. Or you're constantly seeing it and you're watching it and you're watching it. It's as if we're being fed and being brainwashed to like one particular look. And I often wonder, what does that look like for men as well as women? The lighter your skin is, the more accepted you will be. And we have transitioned as a culture from racism to colorism. I didn't know colorism was a thing, y'all. I had to Google the definition. And when I realized the definition of colorism, it goes to show the disconnect amongst the brown community. The brown community, right? It's the only community that has the ability to come in multiple different shades, colors, and sizes. So for us to be put up against each other and adapt in that space of colorism, body rejection, and all of these other categories, it seems like the women that are more voluptuous, they reject against the women that are thinner, ultimately putting the thinner women in the category to also repel against the women who are heavier. It's horrible though, because no one focuses on the health, the factor of the health, because that's really what it's about. It's not about being slim, thick, small, slim, thick. It seems like the slim, thick look is the most desired look, which is why many women are undergoing plastic surgery. But I often wonder now, with a lot of the reversals of the plastic surgery due to health concerns, what is that going to look like for a middle class or a poorer class community? If your health is put at risk and now you've undergone this procedure, how can you ultimately reverse that procedure if your income is currently restricted or limited? Now, although you may survive physically, psychologically, it may alter your personality. It may shift the way that you look at yourself. It may place you in a mental capacity leading to severe depression, anxiety,